Okay, so in this video, I'm going to explain what you need to do if you want to scale to 500K to $1 million a month in hair transplant patients. The clinics that grow the fastest don't always get the most leads. They build the systems that make sure every genuine inquiry has the best possible chance of becoming a patient. So I'm going to walk you through the system that we use on how to turn more inquiries into patients quicker. So the first one is to build a lead capture system. Every inquiry should immediately enter a structured process instead of just sitting in the inbox. Create one central place where every inquiry is stored. Make sure every lead has a clear status and a next step of what that lead needs to do. Next is to capture inquiries from every marketing channel in one system, so it's not spread about in WhatsApp, Facebook, Google. It all comes to one system, and you want to prevent duplicate or forgotten inquiries. And also you want to make sure that you track every inquiry from first contact to the consultation. It needs to be tracked because otherwise leads get lost, and when you lose 10 leads, 50 leads, 100 leads over time, that adds up to hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. Every inquiry should have a home and all the leads should lead back to the same system. So the next thing is to build a qualification system. Not everyone who clicks on your advertisement is ready for surgery. Define what makes someone a qualified patient. What is the best kind of patient? Separate genuine buyers from casual researchers. Create clear qualification stages for every inquiry. Prioritize high intent prospects first. So people who have the highest intent and are ready to buy, you need to prioritize these people in your system, in the lead capturing system. And then you need to protect your consultation calendar with better qualification. Not every lead deserves a consultation. So next is to build a structured follow-up system. So most patients don't book after one conversation. Most of the time when people are booking a conversation, or sorry, booking a hair transplant, there needs to be a long conversation before they before they book in for the surgery or pay the deposit. So before this, there needs to be a conversation, and many times the coordinators who manage the conversations, they can't manage all of the conversations. So that's why we need a system in place to manage all of the conversations. Build multiple follow-up stages instead of just stopping after a few messages. You want to follow up stages by stage. Mix different communication methods through the journey. So for example, this can be sending videos, voice notes, and different kinds of videos, different kinds of messages, so people get a refreshing response from you, rather than just getting a follow-up with text. And keep every follow-up relevant to the patient's situation. Continue following up until there is a clear outcome. Ensure every inquiry always has a planned next step. So every inquiry, whether they read the message or they reply or don't reply, there's a next step. Consistency beats one good message. So this is about consistency. And you want to use multiple communication channels. So different patients respond to different types of communication. So you want to include personalized videos where appropriate. You want to use voice notes when they can add value, and you want to send educational content through the decision process. And also you want to combine calls, messages, emails. Instead of just trying to rely on one channel, you're reaching out to the person in different ways, multiple times. And you want to adapt communication based on where the patient is buying, where they are in the buying journey. The more personal the experience, the more they trust you. And the next is to never let an inquiry go cold. The biggest leak in most hair transplant clinics is the neglected inquiries, inquiries that just get lost. Review every open inquiry every day. Make sure nobody is forgotten. Build accountability for every lead in the pipeline. Re-engage older inquiries that never reached a decision, and treat every inquiry as potential future revenue. Lost inquiries are usually a systems problem, not a marketing problem. Okay. Number 6 is a consultation pipeline. Your calendar should be filled with the right people, not just busy for the sake of it. You just want the right people in your pipeline. Create clear stages between inquiry and consultation. Prioritize the consultation quality over quantity. So we want the ready to buy high intent patients, and prepare patients before they attend. Okay, reduce no-shows through structured communication. So for the people who don't show up to the consultation, you reduce that by having structured communication, reminders, and the correct follow-ups and videos. And monitor how inquiries progress through each stage. So at what point of the communication stage do people forget and get distracted and don't show up to the consultation? A quality pipeline creates quality consultations. We want quality, good quality people. Number seven is to measure every stage. You can't improve what you don't measure. Track where every inquiry enters the business. Measure movement between every stage. Identify where the patient stops progressing. So there's going to come a point where the patient slows down, and you want to make sure you know where they are before you continue, so that you can see where the patient stops progressing, and you can ask yourself, why is the patient is stop progressing during this period, and then you can make adjustments to that process, and then review the team performance consistently to see how the team is performing, and then you want to improve the biggest bottleneck first. So there's always a bottleneck, whether it's in the marketing phase or whether it's in the first inquiry, first contact, whether it's in the follow up. You need to make sure you understand where the bottleneck is, the biggest bottleneck, and then the data shows you where the revenue is leaking. And number eight is to build a patient acquisition department. So growing clinics don't rely on one receptionist or one salesperson. They build a repeatable system that consistently converts inquiries into consultations. So document every stage of your inquiry process, standardize communication across the team, build systems that can handle thousands of inquiries, and continuously improve the patient journey. Scale the process before increasing advertising spend. So marketing creates demand, and then the system that you create, this whole system I explained to you, the system converts the demand into patients, and this is how you get more patients. So if you need help building this system, if you're generating inquiries, but you know you're going to lose patients and you are losing patients somewhere and patients are forgetting about you, that's exactly what we do to help. So book a strategy call in my website, apexsetting.com, and you can book a call in the description, and I can help you out on what to do to grow your transplant clinic. Cheers.